American or Hispanic. They were doing well. They were passing the SAT. The school of their choice, which was Brooklyn Tech. It was located near where they lived, not that far, and it was an excellent. They were able to pass the SHSA. A number of years later, the Department of Ed decided to discontinue that gifted and talented program in PS 56. The gifted and talented class was one of 5 classes. That class was doing way above, performing way above. The other 4 classes were not performing at all. And parents were beginning to come up and say to the educators, "What's happening here? This child who lives down the block, my neighbor's child, is reading so well. Why aren't you teaching my child? Why isn't my child able to read?" And DOE did not have an answer to that. I remember while I was teaching that gifted and talented class, the educators in the district to improve the education of all the children. What they were going to do was every be given a phonics lesson. Every class would do the same lesson. And the lesson was basically teaching the sounds. Ah, eh, oh, ooh. And I said to the principal, I can't teach that to them. And I will have the reading coordinator come into your classroom and show you how you can teach that lesson. And the reading coordinator came in and tried to teach reading 4 or 5 years above grade level. And I mean, they were literally almost hanging from the chandeliers. They just were totally bored and disinterested. Came back. This is the problem with DOE. They don't understand that every child has unique needs, unique skills, unique weaknesses. And these children, all of them African American and Hispanic children, were bright. They needed a gifted program to bring them to their fullest extent, to give them the greatest quality education so they could achieve their best. For a number of years, these gifted programs in asking too many questions. Why is it down the block for me is reading so well? And the answer to that question should have been, well, they're advancing. But in reading, for those children who need help in math, find arts and music. Up the needs and the skills and the talents of those children who need music and art. For the children who have special needs, make sure that the individual education plan is carried out. Special needs get what they need in order to be successful. But the Department of Ed doesn't do things that way. They'd much rather just go along, get along, parents up. Children, the gifted and talented programs in New York City, without consulting parents, without listening to parents, is absolutely disgraceful.
Yes, disgraceful.
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 And parents are going to speak up.
Disgrace, disgrace.
It's a disgrace that DOE who doesn't really have people in these rooms, in these doors, in these rooms here behind us. Children need. They don't understand for children. So year after year, children keep failing. Children keep falling further and further behind. And gifted advancing. But you know what is needed? We need to expand the gifted and talented. Expand G&T. Expand G&T. Expand G&T. Expand G&T. Expand G&T.
Expand G&T.
You know, those children that I taught in 4th grade, in the 2 years that I taught a gifted and talented program, were doing very, very well. They went on to get into, many of them, specialized high schools. They went on to get really learn what they needed. Every child may not be suitable for a gifted and talented class, but those who are must have it. We must keep G&T. G&T! Keep G&T! And you know what else? For those children who need other kinds of programs, we need the DOE to use those programs, to support those programs, to develop those programs.
他们在抗
And
议
in
这
the
个
hopes
市
that if
教
you
育局
expand G&T,
关闭天才
more
班
and。more children will be able to get into it
这
and
是在纽
benefit
约
from
市
it.
曼哈顿的市教
And
育
if
局
you
门前啊，
expand the individual
抗议
education
取
plans
消
for
天才
special
班
needs
的这个
children,
计划
more and
啊，
more
市
of
长白
those
草
children will do well.
关闭天才
And
班的
if you
计划。
expand the remedial programs for the children who need that, more and more of those children will do well. And we will be advancing quality education in the city of New York. We will be having something that parents want and parents demand. But the DOE has to listen to parents. They have to be prepared to work to develop programs that will benefit children. And one of those programs is G&T, but there's many others. And we support all of them. And we demand that DOE start using programs that help children learn. Quality education for all. For those children who benefit from gifted programs, they need gifted programs. For those children who have special needs, they need to have their individual. For arts and music. G&T.
Keep G&T. Keep G&T.
TNT 保持天才
That's
班
the
啊，
message we
保
have
留天
today.
才班啊。
And as we say, keep G&T, we also need to keep all quality programs for all children. Every child has unique needs, and DOE has to meet the unique needs of all children. 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 That's the message, and we're going to be heard. We look forward to the new year with hope. Administration that listens to parents and has the right programs to help all children get a quality education. That's our message, and that's what we're here to say loud and clear, and we're going to keep saying it over the coming days and weeks. Hopefully at that point, it's going to fall on ears that hear and that listen to parents. So together, we intend to stick this out and to win this. Thank you very much.
Raise all kids. Keep G&T. Raise all kids. Keep G&T. Raise all kids.
Keep G&T.
Raise all kids.
Keep G&T. Thank you. Our next speaker is Assembly Member David Weapon, and he's en route, so we're going to see him in a minute. And next we have a long.
Thank Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm going to echo what I said in 2019 at the height of the debate over GNT programming. Article entitled, quote, "Should a single test decide a 4-year-old's future?" unquote. I quote on the newspaper. Nearly 1,800 4-year-olds in Manhattan's largely white and wealthy District 2 took the area this year. Only 66 students in District 7, an overwhelmingly low-income Black and Hispanic neighborhood that includes the South Bronx, took it. On paper, it looks really bad. It looks like the wealthy Manhattan schools are getting all the resources, and the low-income neighborhoods, once again, have nothing. But what the article did not say is that the there's nothing wrong with the program, but everything is wrong. Department of Education. To compete. Communities of many GNT programs have likewise received criticisms. Access to test prep facilities. But I ask again, why would a test prep business want to open up in a neighborhood with no GNT programs? GNT programs for lack of diversity, when this kind of disparity exists across the nation, is willfully ignorant. Instead of ending the program, the mayor should expand GNT.
Expand GNT!
The mayor should expand GNT into an equal chance to compete. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next I would like to introduce one of the, there are 3 co-hosts to this event. One of them is Mr. Dongwei Zhang, Alliance, and then also Mazeda Udin. Yeah, you speak after Dongwei, right? Thank you. Dongwei, go ahead.
Today, we are key program helps hundreds of thousands of children from working class. It should be expanded, not abolished. Let's chant. Why are we here? GNT! 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 Why are we totally and Miss Chancellor use the excuse saying only 25% kids are black and brown to attend the program because 10 out of the 31 of our school districts, they don't even have the GNT program, where mostly population are black or brown. How do you let those kids to enroll in the program if there is no such program? And the lies are being repeated and repeated again, saying New York City has the most segregated school system. I don't agree with that. I said this many times. Let me say it again. We are the most diverse place of the American diversity. This is not segregation. Yes, there are problems in our education system. As a parent, as an assistant coach of math team, as a sponsor of the robotics team, I interact with students on a daily basis. I see our students are getting less homework and go to check that in Singapore, in China are learning. I hear great forms are happening here and there. Given all of this, still only 40% of our 1 million kids can do math or reading at grade level, while we are spending $25,000 per year, which is twice as the national average. This education is a real problem of education. Nobody often talks about segregation. For 80 years, our mayors made the universe. Our mayors didn't do anything serious, concrete, to improve the education. All he was doing was trying to cover up the education failure by push to eliminate all the tests. Today, we are here to tell the mayor, to tell the incoming mayor again, keep the test, keep the GNP, keep the test, keep the GNP, keep the test, keep the GNP, keep the test, keep the GNP. Okay, we are going to let parents talk about more, how their families benefited from the program, and how the program should be expanded, not eliminated. How the lottery system doesn't work, doesn't make sense at all. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Don't wait. We'd like to hear from one of the co-sponsors. That's Dr. Mazela Udin. I hope I get that right. The CEO of South Asian Fund for Education.
Hello, everyone. This is our tragedy. This is our tragedy. We cannot tolerate anymore. We are under attack by our New York City mayor. Our education system is getting poorer and poorer, and the nationally we are getting our education system getting poor. South Asian and Asian children are more brilliant. They spending lot of times in their education system. Double job to ocean on the dam, street on the garbage.
Yes.
Let's do fight. Education is not a business; it is experience.
Yes.
We want to continue. Our children are struggling. Where we are taking our children, we don't know yet. And if education is not there, our children will be going like a silent. Or selling the drug. Or selling that they will be on the freezer. Do you want to see that?
No.
Our city now needs to be save our children. Like a silent children are dying. Please. Our parents doing double job. 2 times they are doing double job. Even they are under minimum wage threat. You want me to continue to this? How we are giving our children to best education? Give us an answer, Mayor de Blasio. You promised me you are going to run city good, great, best, better. Now when you are leaving, you are dumb as on the street. This is not your promise. We want to hear, give us the best education.
Mayor de Blasio, qualifications count, merits matter. In a meritocracy society where only the best people for the job, the most intelligent and best,
Thank you. Thank you.
When you want a dummy who can't read or write doing heart surgery on you? No. I'm with you all the way, man. Come on. How could you reward dumbness?
这是过路的群众啊，这个市民也表示了这个不满啊。
When he's leaving, what we are getting from him as a mayor, our children, what he can expect from him.
能不能到这里？能投在这个视频里面，到这边。
Because if he wants to run in future any candidate, what is his answer? What he left for the children? Please, please, I am begging everyone, don't give up. Stand up for the education.
Yeah.
Stand up for the best education.
Yeah.
Don't elect. It is human fight. It is human rights. Education is one of the best human rights policy. Thank you.
5 boroughs joining us. Browns, Staten Island, all the way from southern Queens and tips of Manhattan. So this is from 5 boroughs. Okay, Brooklyn too, of course, yes. Our next speaker has been a long time fighter with us. For many, many years, he's been with us in the trenches in saving the SHSAT and saving the Gifted and Talented program. He's with us in countless rallies. I lost count. Okay, and he's been, for decades, he's been an activist in all Chinatowns, philanthropist, businessman. Let's give a big welcome to Mr. John Chan.
Hello. 各位大媒体，大家中午好。Thank you for coming. 今天我们大家聚在一起，5个区，关于市长这几天其他我们特殊高中，我们在这里，大家5区的居民、家长出来反对抗议。With everyone here, we got parents from all 5 boroughs gathering here today just for one issue. Is that we want the mayor to know that how much we care about our special education, how much we care about the GNT program. 到目前为止，市长不到3个月时间，制造麻烦者，他是一个极大制造麻烦者。我有机会。 他临下台之前，我颁个奖给他，就鸡蛋制造麻烦者。对。With only less than 3 months in office, he is giving himself trouble. He is causing twice trouble, and he's giving himself trouble. As an association chairman, I will personally give him a citation, give him a plaque of causing trouble person. 大家同意吗？ 在目前，纽约是大都会的城市，应该我们把怎么样的特殊高中发扬光大，不是在这做小动作。他单在到现在为止，让纽约的市民没有安宁的日子。New York City is already in turmoil in terms of economy. What he should do is that he should think about how to get the education level higher, how to encourage high quality education, not to hit on us, not to suppress us. 他要认清现在社会，要听市民的反应，不要一意孤行。从开始到现在几年来，卫星政策都是捣乱，作为一个大都会的市长，应该要为我们市民谋福利，不是制造麻烦。希望他将来的路程好好的思考。A mayor of a city is for the city, for the people in the city, not to just bluntly go on his own way and force us and force into our throat of whatever he wants. He needs to go back and think about
what we want, how can make the city better, how can make the people better.
到现在为止，他3个月不到，买下了一个定时炸弹，对我们整个社区不灵，我们坚决反对他，让他明白，在这生存的这个社会，要大家共传统，不要一意孤行。我对他的几年来监狱、交通、种种的一个对整个社区做成不利，整个在这里站在这里所有的家庭、家长、社区的市民对他的明白这一点，我们要让我们的下一代在这里有很好健康的发展，很好的教育，这才是真正的出路。要把整个特殊高中发展更好。谢谢大家，谢谢。
With only less than 3 months in the office, he had planted a landmine in New York City. He had planted a landmine for New York government is to don't have a plan of execution and canceling our high quality education. It is for him to go back to think about how important education it is to us, how important education is to the New York City. Thank you.
Yes, Bernard Chow also has statements from elected officials who could not join us today, but they support us in spirit. Bernard will read 2 statements, right? From Assembly Member Michael Tanusis from District 24 and Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis.
Hey, Greeks in the house. Hey, Rich.
Just want everyone to know that in sync of us doing this action, doing this rally over here in Manhattan, Michael Tanusis, Assemblyman Michael Tanusis, is also having his own press conference right in Staten Island, in sync with us, to let everyone know how much he cares about these issues. Following is a statement from him. The decision by City Halls to eliminate the gifted and talented program is short-sighted and irresponsible. Instead of increasing the program to allow more students to be eligible, this administration has decided to eliminate the program completely. This will lead to the mass exclusion of students from public school to charter and private schools. As the son of immigrants, I feel that this decision hurt immigrant groups who motivated their children to apply for the Gift and Talent program, and especially target our Asian and American community. Thank you.
Only the best qualified. Only the qualifications count. Merit matters. Only the best.
As soon as Nicole Maliotakis, Congressman Nicole Maliotakis, know about that, we are having a press conference here today within 2 days over a long weekend. She also emailed me right away for a statement. Congressman Nicole Maliotakis said, "This is a grave mistake, and I hope the next mayor undo the short-sighted decision. Children with high aptitude need to be challenged, and they will be bored. In fact, New York City needs more Gift and Talent program, not 0. 75% of the students who qualify but not getting seated. Mayor de Blasio is punishing students who work hard and excel when we should be encouraging and challenging them, while helping lift other students to the more advanced level of learning." Some people say that these programs only sit at a few hundred students. The reason is because we don't have enough. What we need to do is to make this program bigger, make this program more accessible in every district. So expand GNT!
Expand GNT!
Expand GNT!
Expand GNT!
Expand GNT!
Expand GNT!
Thank you.
How the hell are you going to
We are in District 1, and we're going to hear from the candidates in this district who have basically at the front line of this battle. First, we'd like to hear is from the Democratic nominee of City Council District 1, Christopher Mate. His office has a rep here, Ms. Caitlin Kelmar. Caitlin,
are you here?
she was. No, she's not. She's not. All right. Statement. We're next from running in District 1. Mo Marin. Mo.
Thank you so much, Phil. I show up and I. So, hello everybody. I want to thank all of the parents who organized this and all of the activists who organized this day, the education activists that I've worked with for so long, because I know how much work it is. I've been here before. We have had to stand up for parents and stand up for kids again and again. What I really want to just say today is that, of course, we need to expand G&T and not eliminate it. But you know, G&T that has been on the chopping block during the Bill de Blasio years. We have had to fight to keep SHSAT. We have had to fight on individual school levels to keep honors math programs and special progress programs in our middle schools and in our high schools, because the Bill de Blasio idea of education has been wrong all along. If we look back when Bill de Blasio started, and I'm a fair woman, so I'm going to give credit where credit is due. He did a good job with universal pre-K, and 2 out of my 4 kids who are public school students were able to take advantage of universal pre-K. That was smart. And it was smart because it wasn't picking and choosing which kids got something and which kids got children. Universal means universal. So all children had the opportunity to get universal pre-K program. But the next thing that Bill de Blasio did was say that he was going to fix our failing schools, the ones that do the least good job of educating kids. He spent over $700 million in the renewal program before he finally acknowledged it didn't work. His ideas for how to fix the schools didn't work. So what did he do? He took the $1.6 million G&T program and decided to cancel that. That is peanuts compared to the billions of dollars that we spend in education in a system that still hasn't figured out how to teach the majority of children how to read on grade level. It is absolutely from kids instead of expanding opportunities for kids. We know what works. It's not hard. You look at what programs and schools parents want for their children, and those are the programs that work. Parents vote with where they send their kids, and they tell us again and again which programs work. Our goal with G&T is to expand the program to districts that haven't had it and to fix it, because there are things that need to be fixed. Of course we should have universal screening, because right now we're missing children in districts and neighborhoods all over this city who could benefit more children in the gifted and talented program. And let me just say something. When Phil mentioned that we're down here in District 1, we have a real election going on right now in District 1. I'm running for City Council. And the difference between the candidates, and I'm going to give you a super thumbnail sketch, quick rundown of how you can tell the difference between these programs. In 2018, I wrote the first resolution when I was on the Community Education Council defending the SHSAT. I showed up with hundreds of other parents when Deputy Chancellor Josh Wallace to get rid of the SHSAT and kick out 50% of the Asian kids from specialized high schools. I was there. I wrote the resolution. My opponent, Chris Marte, who did not show up here today, was not there in 2018. He did not show up. I have showed up time and time again at the PEP meetings, the Panel for Education Policy. It's over at MS 131. I walked past the bust of Sun Yat-sen to listen to Chancellor Carranza. Now there's a comparison for you.
Another race.
I was there speaking to Chancellor Carranza again and again, telling him to keep the SHSAT and keep gifted and talented. Did Chris Marte come to those meetings and stand up for us? No. I went to Albany to fight and to talk to our state elected officials and tell them that we needed to keep the SHSAT. Did Chris Marte show up? No. I spent 2 years that fight for our kids' education. Did I ever, in those 4 years that once did he come and speak up on behalf of education? And finally, the last thing I want to say is I have stood up again and again and again to keep school safety. Anyone in the building where you work, if you are a city council person, but my opponent has agents from our school. We need our police in our streets and our subways to keep our cities safe with common sense policies that create the public safety we need in our schools and all over our city. So I just want to say that when it comes to showing up for education and fighting for education, I have been there and I will continue to be there, and I'm fight for our children. So thank you.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Mo. Next we have candidates that's running for office and would like to express their views on this disastrous GNT elimination. First, I would like to introduce Ms.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I agree with all of the speakers this morning, so I'm going to be pretty brief, and I'm going to speak from a personal experience. I am the father of a 12 and a 13-year-old who are in 7th and 8th grades. There's an enrichment program. Over the pandemic, with the cohorts and with how we mingled all the students together, children are definitely on different learning curves. Is designed to keep kids on pace so they do not get bored. It's also, we need programs for children that are out there, vocational. College is not for everyone. Mechanically inclined. I had a friend of mine who could take it was. So there are ways to test our children. We have a $38 billion budget. $38 billion, that's with a B. That's more than 30 states in the United States. We need to do better with our education, with our children. With that, I'm going to introduce Sal Albanese, who's going to say a few words. Sal actually ran against Mayor de Blasio, who everybody knows threw a grenade on his way out the door on the Gifted and Talented program, which he's destroyed law enforcement in this city over the last 8 years. This city is almost... Here you go.
Thank you very much, Donald. Let me congratulate the organizers for putting this together. I will be brief. I'm running again for the City Council on Staten Island. Many Staten Island parents are upset about what's going on here, but I was a council. This program, the Gifted and Talented program, flourished, and it really stemmed the exodus from our public schools. What the mayor is doing now is reversing all of that, and we're going to see more of an exodus if this continues. The Gifted and Talented program is important, and let me also say to you, as a former school teacher, that when you place youngsters of varying learning skills in the same classroom, both suffer. The kids that are more advanced and the kids who have a weaker learning curve, it creates a big... has been repeated over and over again. We need to expand Gifted and Talented. Expand Gifted and Talented, not reverse. The good news is that in about 80 days, we're getting rid of the worst mayor in the history of the city of New York, Bill de Blasio. And he dumped a hand grenade. Keep the pressure on, because the next mayor can easily reverse this ill-fated policy. Keep the pressure on. Thank you for having me today. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Ari Kagan, the Democratic District Leader, District 45, and he's also running for City Council, District 47.
Thank you so much. My name is Ari Kagan. I came to America from Belarus. No English, no money. My son was 10 months old. I'm a proud parent. Gifted and passed SAT exam and graduated from Brooklyn Tech High. Also graduated from Brooklyn Tech. And then my son went to Vanderbilt University. And now he's a very successful business professional. Given an opportunity, we live in America. This is the best country on earth, because we give opportunity to everybody. And then it's up to families, Americans, to use this opportunity. Not like if someone doesn't want to use the opportunity, that's their choice. But in our case, we took the opportunity. And by the way, my son did not take any test at the age of 4. Mayor is talking about 4 years old. Let's create opportunity for 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old, in every school, in every class. He wants to mix everybody and to create huge headache for teachers. What teachers gonna do after that? He calls it brilliant New York City. In this brilliant New York City, current mayor is doing everything possible to destroy public school system. Again, my son is a proud product of public school system. My daughter right now in a public school system. We want to do the best public school system in America. In the last few months, by the way, he doesn't have 3 months, he has 2.5 months. And I'm counting days till the next mayor will make our city shining star of the planet, with less crime, less homelessness, and best schools, which we deserve. I'm totally against this absolutely terrible idea to phase out gifted and talented. This divisive politics of saying who is blue, who is green, and pick one community against other. That's totally wrong. We're all New Yorkers, we're all Americans, and we have to create opportunity for everyone. When I pledge allegiance to American flag, I say that this country with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, coming all the way from the Bronx, we have an education advocate that worked with us for many, many years, from saving school safety agents to any other thing with education. She's there. To Miss Mona Davids. Mona.
Thank you, Phil. My name is Mona Davids, and I'm here representing the NYC School Safety Coalition as well as the NYC Parents Union. I'm an immigrant. I'm an African immigrant. And like all children of immigrants, my family came to this country to ensure that I have equal access to a high quality education.
That's right.
Just as many of the families here. When I attended school, and I graduated in 1991, and I attended school in Brooklyn. Brooklyn Tech was the majority. Brooklyn Tech was the majority Black and Hispanic.
Yes, right.
When I attended school in Bedford-Stuyvesant, we had gifted and talented programs.
Right.
What I am seeing with this mayor, with now 8 years, a proven track record of 8 years of failure.
Failure.
The fruits of de Blasio's tenure is a supermajority of Black and Hispanic students not reading, not writing, not doing math at grade level.
Yeah.
We are graduating students who are illiterate and illiterate. But instead of focusing on improving our schools and educating all of children. Mayor de Blasio is targeting gifted and talented in our specialized high schools. My daughter attended and graduated from a specialized high school. Instead of focusing on the majority of our students who we know need support, Mr. de Blasio is focusing on a tiny percent. Yes. Mayor de Blasio, you are on your way out. Do not let the door hit you on the way out.
Right.
And to our most likely incoming mayor, Mr. Adams, this falls on you. And we are to engage parents and to support special education, support gifted and talented, support specialized high schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Mona, for coming all the way from the Bronx. Next, you will hear from the parents with kids that are victims of this elimination of GNT program. We have several. First, Rose Lynn. Is Rose here? Yes, come. Please come. Rose.
Yeah, Rose. Yeah, okay, please.
Do you know?
It's on.
Do you know why I choose the GNT school? I'm from Washington Heights. I applied to one of the schools in my district just 10 blocks away, but they put me on the wait list over 100. We only get the offer from her pre-K school, but it's an offer environment. There are kids bullying and taking belongings from my kids' backpack until we get the GNT guidebook from the teacher. That's our only opportunity. We want to give her a try. We never send her to any costly tutoring facilities, as we're just regular families. But we do spend time with my kid when she is very young. We read books to her every night and play Legos together. She loves puzzles. She can play puzzles for over 1 hour by herself. She scored 99 percentile in the GNT test. She's a smart girl. She felt bored in the general education schools. She doesn't like math in the so-called summarizing program. She felt it's too easy. But she loves the classes in GNT school. She feels excited and challenged. She's expecting to go to school every day, even with the masks. There are many more of these kinds of smart kids in her class. Out of her school, they need this and need more spots and more opportunities. Smart is not wrong. To have some kids who also need special education.
Yes.
No one can stop them from learning in their way. Even the mayor cannot. Yes. I also have a 2-year-old kid who's going to school soon. I have no idea which schools I should apply to without the GNT and how. This is unfair to my younger one. Where is the equity? Where is the engagement? The mayor promised.
Yes.
Never had.
Okay, yes, our next parent coming all the way from South Brooklyn, Mr. M. Ali. Mr. Ali. Thank you for coming. I'll hold a sign for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I thank Assemblyman Carlton who invites me here and all the speakers, elected members, city officials. where we are trying I can say that the Department of Education is failing to know the special needs of immigrant communities. And so, because of that, even I, as an imam, as a community leader, I am unable to get my son and the community children, the high school students, the right of their Friday prayer accommodation. And so, it's important for Department of Education to educate its employees to know the special needs of immigrants. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you.
Ben, you speak something.
纽约的教育，我们要把它品质保持，我们要把那个 GNT program 要增长出来，让更多的小孩子可以用到有 quality 的教育啊。现在Mayor de Blasio 他从那个就是他只有3个月的时间，他这样子做一个炸弹给我们的话，他是里面有其他的目的的啊，他只是用我们华人重视的那个话题来帮他们头断现在我们对他的那个关于论。 为私人利益在做事的。
好，谢谢你 Ben， 谢谢你。
With improved resources is short-sighted and inappropriate, especially at his term and in a couple of months. Senator Dub said, "I believe the gifted and talented program should be improved to make it more accessible to all children, provide better outreach into all communities, and to ensure." And tutors. At this point, any decision should be left up to the next mayoral administration with extensive from concerned parents to determine which is children. In addition, Senator Dabo sponsored legislation S3445A and A408.
We will be informing all the parents to contact the senators and assembly person to support this bill, which will mandate gifted and talented programs in every school district. Right? Thank you. Our next speaker is a parent and an attorney, and also my co-worker. We sit in the same school board in Community Education Council 24, and we have seen a lot. We have heard a lot, and I can tell you that one of the programs that's suffering decades of budget cuts is the Gifted and Talented program. You'll hear from the CEC 24 member, Mr. Michael Conigliaro.
Well, also Michael is running City Council in District 29.
Good afternoon, everyone. For starters, there's an old saying: if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. That's right.
Mayor de Blasio, in 8 years, has ruined all of the progress during the 20 years of the Giuliani and Bloomberg administrations.
Right.
So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it easy for him. Instead of using our students as political footballs, I'm going to tell you exactly how this can be fixed and how this can work without eliminating a program that has nothing wrong with it.
That's right.
Number one, we can keep tested district-wide G&T programs, intermediate, all elementary schools with 4 or more classes per grade. We can create at least one class in each grade for top performing students who gain an admissions examination. For all intermediate schools with 4 or more classes per grade, we can create at least one class in each grade for top performing students who gain entry through academic merit rather than an admissions examination, which was formerly known as the SP or Honors Program. For district-wide intermediate school gifted and examination that uses a competitive and objective measure of scholastic achievement, create admissions for students interested in entering a gifted and talented program for intermediate schools. Students in elementary gifted and talented programs who have met standards in a gifted and talented program from kindergarten through 5th grade could receive automatic admission to a gifted and talented program from 6th to 8th grade. In addition, let's look at funding for those districts in lower income areas where they're not getting gifted and talented, where it's lacking. And let's also realize that we should have both the tested and non-tested gifted and more children, and both types of gifted and talented have been very successful. Why we need to scrap a program and continue to have the success. In addition, there's something known as differentiation, if I'm saying that correct. In a class, together with other students who are not at the same level of the students who met the gifted and talented, you create a situation where now you have students who are going to be either bored, you're going to have students who are not going to be at the same level, you're going to create higher dropout rates, and what you're going to do is, instead of excelling with children in this program, you're going to ruin these children and you're going to make them feel uncomfortable. Gifted and talented program set up for those students who their level, other students can continue to has the football. Enough is enough. Our students are not. You're using your last 100 days tape for our next mayor to come in and have to fix the damage you're doing to our educational system. Stop it. Because it is creating a political agenda, but you're creating children in the city of New York. I'm here to tell you that if I am elected to the city council, I will ensure that we can create legislation that will make gifted and talented programs permanent without any mayor coming in the future and taking them, because the students in the gifted and talented program deserve that much from us. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Thank you, Michael.
Keep GNT! Keep GNT! Keep GNT! Keep GNT!
I would like to recognize the presence of Representative Robert Carnegie's office, who has just issued a statement to support us, but it's in the website, which I don't want to access right now because of the time constraints, but thank you, Councilman Carnegie. Also, we have from Councilman Justin Brandon's office, Ms. Wei Yi Chan. Thank you for coming. Thank you for Councilman Brandon's long-time support. Thank you, we appreciate it. Okay, our next speaker is James Pai, who's running for City Council in Flushing.
I'm Jeff Chen. Left.
Even left.
Yeah. Are you Rose? Yeah, Rose, come here. Okay, so we have a parent here, Rose Zhao. You know, last year we all know that the gifted talented exam was replaced by lottery plus teacher recommendations. Now let the parents, let Rose tell how this lottery, how this teacher recommendation can really work.
Hello everyone, my name is Rose. I'm a parent with 3 children. 2 of them are in the GT program and 1 is a little baby. I want to share something. Okay, so the first I want to clarify something. You know, I don't want the social media misleading our community. I want to GT is for all. It's not only for the white or only for the Asian. GT is for everybody who live in the New York. Okay, that's the truth. So I just want to clarify it. Okay, the second one, I want to clarify the GT not only for 4-year-old kid. The GT is clarify. Not everyone needs training. Like my son never ever took any training class, but he still got a nice people they think the test is not fair. Okay, last year they used the recommendation to choose who qualified to the lottery. Okay, what did they do? The teacher only meet one time, then they put out if they can qualify. NET and OSA test, that is an international recognized system. So if you think that's at last, I want to share that no one left behind. Today, brilliant New York City. Okay, my question is how can let the teacher to do it? How like the teacher to do the two classroom? Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is Yulin here? 林玉在不在？Yulin在。
The Fujian American Association Chairman Keith Chen. Mr. Chen.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. I come from U.S. Fujianese Association. I'm the chairman. So today we are here to tell Mayor Mr. President we need GNT for all children. I think Mr. Mayor still have 83 days now. The high schools, it's good for very good for the next generations. So we need educations. So I think we need GNTs. So I wish he can change mind or next new mayor will be better, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we we support the GNTs. So we have.
Keep the GNT. Keep the GNT. Keep the GNT. Keep the GNT. Keep the GNT.
谢谢。
And he was also running city council, supported by Mr. Totten. So let's have Mr. Yulin.
Hi, my name is and all the speakers in front of me. I want to give this mayor a message. I want to ask him, why is he doing this to us? Does he think support it with a nice program? It's not a crime. There's nothing injustice about that. And if this mayor cannot leave the office and with the last bit of decency, I don't know what he's asking for. Is he asking for some disgrace? At this point, is he asking for us to impeach him? Even though it's just 100 days left for his office? Maybe we should think about impeachment if he's thinking about getting away of our GNT program. And that's maybe something that we should consider about. If he given the last disgrace that he really deserved. Impeach Mayor de Blasio. Right? We should really consider about that option. Impeach this mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Yulin. We also have, I want to recognize Mr. Eric Franco. Eric, can you say hello? Yes. He's running for City Council District 38. Say hello.
I'm Eric Frankel, running for City Council, District 38, so I'll make it short. I would say our government says things are bad, how can we make it worse? And then they do. By destroying our education, we also destroy and unity in our community, and we want to stop it. And remember, vote November 2nd.
We have two statements. One is from the Hotel Chinese Association of USA, from Mr. Stephen Wong, that we strongly urge Mayor de Blasio to allow further discussions between parents, teachers, and our schools. We remain hopeful to learn that the Democratic Mayor nominee Eric Adams has reservations regarding the decision. We hope New York City parents will speak out in the next. Tony Avella, who has a statement to support us, and he said, I stand with all of you to save the Gifted and Talented program, and if elected to the City Council, I will introduce the same state legislation bill for Gifted and Talented program on day one. Okay, thank you. Our last, our last speaker is also from a parent, a CEC member, and also would like to这个就是参与政治活动，我们就当选民，知道吗？谢谢。然后。Very good, very good.
他今年是计划要让他上，对，因为他的哥哥就在天台班，所以昨天特地带他过来。
Right, for being segregated, but even though Asians are the lowest income, behind in Afghanistan. He's not engaged parents before releasing his plan. He did it afterwards, backwards. And now, like all his failures, he talks it big, but he lets it rot. Announced to like grand applause, it's virtue signaling, but now he's leaving for the next mayor to fix and pick up the trash. Another failure. So let's get de Blasio out, and please, de Blasio, do no more harm.
Thank you. Thank you. And let me wrap up. Thank you, all the parents, elected officials, and community leaders coming out today. And I would like to sum up with this one statement, that if you are running for about our kids, and you do not care about education, about our school districts, you do not deserve my vote. And you certainly do not deserve the votes of all the parents. So I urge all the parents, one, get out and vote on November 2nd. Vote for the candidate that supports quality schools, that support a merit-based system, and support our kids. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. All right, let's do chant. Let's do a chant. Yes. Sorry.
Why are TNT? 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 TNT, 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 A special thanks to Mr. William Colton. So he has been the best friend of Brooklyn Chinese community and the entire New York community. And he is a teacher. He is a long supporter of quality education for all. Thank you so much, Ms. Colton. And thank you for all the parents. Thank you for coming out in such time.
天这个政治系主席啊，也来到了这个市教育局的门口。为什么来给大家讲一下？谢谢。
今天我特意赶过来，为什么？因为听到这个市长本来是有的白世豪，他只有83天了，他还把这个high school 这个特别高中high school就把它取消掉。对，所以说我已经曾经参加这个活动已经有4、5次了，再看到他提出来这个监狱啊，我们都在反对他。他提这些事情，他即将下台了，他就把这些事情才改变过来。
应该是下一个市长再来，是吧？
下一个市长，我想下个市长再来的也很难做。对对，还是说为什么我们要保持这个呢？
天才班的是吧？好，谢谢，好拍照，好，谢谢。
好了吗？
好了。
等会发给我啊。
好，发给您。
还有呢，38区的司法代表李寿民也来了，谢谢您。OK。对。
看一下那个横幅那里的。
Keep the test. Keep the test. Keep the test. Keep the. Keep GNT. Keep GNT. Keep GNT.
好，大家站好，那个教鞭站好。哎。我们不是campaign 的事情，可以把讲到一遍，对我再讲吧，谢谢啊。
居民联盟的那个拉平一点。
拉平一点，对。
你还给我开分数，违章。
但是往前一点，跟他平，往前一点，跟他平了。
可以。
因为这个牌子挡到了，往下来一点，牌子挡到了，牌子要不要拿下来？
牌子没有拿下来。
不是往下拿，往下一格，
好，这样好吧。
大家跟到。看到。行了吗？
看到班就到了。
杨往前，看照片。
没。Yes. Look serious.
半身、全身、放大头像都有了啊。OK。
Thank you.
发给。
好，谢谢。
好 ，OK， 咱们那就谢谢啊。我们是在再继续讲完的啊。刚才福建同乡会的正式主席，等一下啊，好。福建同乡会的正式主席来到现场啊。
郑时期今天我们的新进这个白世豪市长，他还有83天时间，他就可以把这个特别高中取消掉，还是考试鉴定条件取消掉。所以这个 program 呢，应该对我们新移民还有这些想读书的孩子非常重要的。为什么呢？因为对我们学生他因为我们他可以考得好的学校去，所以他这个应该培养我们的下一代。白世豪市长能够见过来我想就这样子。
好，谢谢你啊，郑主席，谢谢，好，谢谢你们辛苦了，为社区，好，谢谢。好，谢谢啊。比较大，对，比较大。你上去。
我们需要一些家长过来跟记者讲话，我们需要一些家长 身皮膚的獎啊，有沒有？我哋需要啲家長。
到这里，要不然哎，等一下。陈主席要不要讲几句啊？陈主席，
差不多吧。
大概讲两句吧。这个事情因为华人比较重视啊。
我一开始就发表了一个给我们的现任市长不到3个月要走人了。我跟他接触这么多年来，将近8年的时间，他真正叫做制造麻烦者。在他临走之前，我会发一个终身制造麻烦者。为什么这样讲呢？你作为大都会的思想，要为整个市民谋福利，改变社区怎么样健康发展。他上台将近8年，整天搞到整个社区乱流，不是监狱、游民、街道等等。
是
临走之前，再搞了一个取消天才班，这是不恰当的。要怎么样发展下一代，有更好的教育，有更好的，是一个我们市长要做的事情。这是不应该的。所以说，在这一方面，我对他很不满。所以说，对他的8年时间来执政是一塌糊涂。现在社区上发展这样的不安宁、仇恨这么厉害，偏偏不搞。美国纽约是全世界大都会第1个大城市，为什么搞到这样？他要好好的检讨。
是的，
时代不同了。
是的，是的。
他要向我们800多万的纽约市民，有个交代，这是我们的一个出发点。所以说，我们在这里共同发出我们的声音，反对他这样做法。好好记住，他已经走进没落了。
好的，谢谢我们亚总会的陈善庄主席今天也来到现场，谢谢你，谢谢我为社区做的，谢谢啊，谢谢，好，谢谢。客厅呢啊前这个来了。林玉来到现场啊，林玉啊，想想为什么今天来到现场啊？这个关于天才班的事情。
我们跟所有这个来的家长和这社区以及那民选官员的目的是一样的。这个市长在任期的最后3个月做这个重大的决定是非常不负责任的。任何进入那个 GNT 天才班的孩子们，他们并没有做错什么他们只是很努力。那他不能把这种努力拿走，好像我们是罪犯一样。那么我刚才没有有一点体面的，我们是不是也可以弹劾他呢？尽管这听起来很荒唐，但比起他最后3个月，我们不知道他还会做什么荒唐的事情。也要考虑一下，是不是也要考虑一下去弹劾他？因为他做出了这个伤害，不仅仅是到华人社区，乃是整个纽约市的一个教育
各个社区是。
谢谢大家。
好，谢谢。Today is why you come here? Yeah.
I didn't hear the question. I didn't hear the question. Important that we preserve what has given us, our kids a good outcome. The Gifted and Talented program in general has produced so many good outcomes for our kids, and why should we remove some? Gets billions of dollars and it's still not working effectively, and then the one and it's outrageous that the current administration is doing months. Exist and make sure that we put this
OK，Thank you。大概林玉跟他讲一下，大概说什么？
这位是第25区的市议员候选人，叫 Fatima。他的意思讲的是说，这个我们在纽约市每年花几十亿的资金进到这个教育里面，这是我们为数不多还不错的一个 program。那现在连这个都要拿走，这是很不负责任的。所以他今天来也是跟所有的社区站在一起来反对这件事情。那如果他当选的话，他会继续维护这个优质的 GNT 这个 program。谢谢大家。
好，谢谢林玉。他是25选区是布鲁克林，原来是你这个。
不是，应该是 Elmhurst 那个地方。
就是说我们林玉是支持他了，是吧？林玉是。
他支持我们，我们就支持他。
好的，谢谢。那他是指哪个选区？再跟大家讲一下。布鲁克林25选区。
So you're from 25th district.
25th district, yes.
Yeah, 第25选区在
Elmhurst 的第20选区是25选区 Elmhurst 的，他叫什么？叫 Fatima 啊 ，Support Fatima 啊 ，Yeah，Thank you. OK, give me yeah.Fatima 25选区的 ，OK，Thank you， 咱们林玉支持的，咱们就支持啊。Thank you， 林玉支持 ，because the Lin support you，the all of audience support you。Thank you everybody。Hope you successful。Thank you，OK， 好，谢谢。现在我们这个的直播啊 ，OK， 谢谢。今天我们是在纽约市这个教育局啊，纽约市教育局的这个门前啊，给大家现场直播。因为这个市长白世豪还有80多天他就要不做市长了，但是他这个说一下这个情况啊。我现在是在纽约市教育局的门前啊，刚才是直播一个现场的一个反对取消 GNT 天才班的一个活动啊，因为是市长白世豪在80几天大概就是要我们这个作为媒体说就是他现在想取消天才班就是在学校里面有这种像大陆的中快班和慢班啊，凭成绩来进入这个好的这个班级，然后这个班级当然考重点的大学，人数就比较多，所以咱们华裔亚裔呢就比较就要取坏。族裔，尤其是咱们亚裔，还有一些其他族裔的一些这个因为他的意思要平均啊，就是说不管好坏，反正在一起上课。那么这样的引起了广大这个华人、亚洲裔，还有各个其他族裔的反对啊。当然大家知道有些族裔他这个可能是学习成绩不是太理想，但是呢就是想平均化啊，吃大锅饭啊这个意思。所以说现在所以说。也来到了这个不光是咱们亚裔，还有其他的这个族裔的也来到了这个现场啊，坚决的反对这个取消天才班的这个计划。好，谢谢，今天我们的直播就到。OK， 谢谢 ，Thank you， please subscribe my New York report。Thank you。现在藏东会的现场，我们应该采访一下啊。现在不结束啊，我们。选民联盟藏东会的现场啊，
就会征询民意，但是就要 parents engagement， but until November it doesn't happen. I mean until October it didn't happen, and suddenly, he threw out this hot ball. So that's very irresponsible. 对。他们后面有 ，OK， 我可以讲
中文行，
讲中文也可以 ，OK。所以就是说，我们觉得就是市长在他离到任只有这个天才班，非常荒谬的。然后他们的借口，第一个是说呢，说 说里面天才班项目里面只有25%的学生是黑人和西班牙人。那么我们知道纽约市总共有31个学区，其中有10个学区里面根本就没有天才班。那这10个学区里面，基本上很多有黑人和西班牙，那就是这个问题，这个最直接的问题，他不去正视，而是来就是砍这个天才班，这个非常不负责。然后再一个是呢，他是说就是 test 4 years old， 他说这个东西不合理。然后刚才很多家长讲了，实际上并不，这个天才班招生的不光是4岁的，还有5岁的，还有6岁的，一直到7岁都可以考，并且呢，就是说我们认为这个 single test 的，它考的实际上是这个小孩的识别问题的能力，他比如说辨别图形、辨别能力，而不是考文化知识的。这个是相对来说是比较合理的，比起就是去年改成的教师推荐来说，这个合理的多。刚才有一位家长已经讲了，这个老师推荐实行了1年了，去年1年的疫情，老师根本没有见过学生，怎么推荐？有的是纯粹就是视频几分钟，然后老师就去推荐了。所以这个东西就是去年改的本来就很荒唐了，然后今年又改成这样，今年又把这个天才班项目全部取消掉，这实际上是更荒唐。那么我们知道就是每年这个天才班招生几千人，那么总共纽约有几万人家庭受益于这个家庭，就是大部分都是工薪阶层、低收入家庭、移民家庭。那么把这个天才班这个项目砍掉了，那么就是实际上就是破碎了很多小孩的梦想。那么所以基于这些原因，就是我们觉得这个天才班项目就是一定要保留，不但保留，应该扩大。然后我们实际上是星期五市长刚刚抛出的这个决定，星期五早晨抛出决定之后，然后当时在群里边，各个微信群里边，那个社交媒体里面议论很多，就是大家很热闹。然后9点半的时候，那个47区的众议员William Cotton 先生今天也来了，然后他就说我们一定要抗议。所以从那个时候我们就开始酝酿抗议，从星期五到今天星期二，总共3-4天的时间。今天来了100多个家长，还有民选官员，还有差不多有10几个候选人，所以我们觉得是很成功的。我们希望我们的声音能够被教育局听到，然后能够被市长听到。
好的，谢谢您。
好，谢谢您啊，
谢谢张文辉，谢谢。你也是这个纽约居民选民联盟的主席是吧？
我就是那个纽约居民联盟的 president 啊，纽约市居民就是刚才那个打风。
好的，谢谢啊，每次这个你的身影是吧？这个
谢谢
我想问一下，像天才班，你说已经有西班牙黑人已经有25%了，那不是还有其他族裔呢分配？为什么？
对，他就是25%，就是因为黑人和西班牙人在纽约公校的比例差不多占60%多吧，那么25%他们觉得少了一点。这个东西是不够均衡，对不对？但是解决这个问题应该从根本原因上解决。根本原因就是第一个最直接的原因，就是有很多黑人区和西班牙裔区根本就没有天才班。就是刚才一个家长就在那里讲，
他也不做天才班。
对他没有天才班，就是你让小孩怎么去呢？
是的啊。好的，谢谢张。好，继续为社区啊，谢谢啊，谢谢你啊，好 OK 好。
那是费用，他是那个同源会，他就是这个
哪个同源会啊？同源会的会长。
采访。会 ，Nice to meet you.
My name is Fatima.
Yeah, sure.
I was calling you to speak.
我有照片，待会儿我来发给你。I have pic.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
We have a lot of pictures. We have.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I know you have something Thursday. We're going to be in Washington for the police convention.
Okay.
But if there's anything over the weekend going on, let me know. We'll be around.
Thank you. 一下同源会的会长。
They're having their own. So we tell parents that you too, if you should come and get Yatin to get you to speak. All right? Stop me and I'll get Phil Wang. Yeah. That's I'm the president of the Chinese American Citizens.
同源会的会长是吧？好，第一直播。
Hello.
好，你让我来采访你，站到这个牌子来。 怎么称呼？很多是在这个帮一个亚裔发声
做民权停建这个社区监狱保留这个德属高天才班，保留这个优选学生的政策。我们绝对反对这个抽签啊，反对用种族去配合，这个绝对是错啊。然后现在连考试都不考试了，然后你凭什么去毕业？了，这个是慢慢一步是摧毁我们目前这个教育系统啊，是非常的不好。
他就是现在就是大锅饭，不考试，就是反正随便在一起是吧？还是
对，这个不，所以我们呢对市长候选人呢解除啊，几乎每一个礼拜就解除了。我提出我们的要求啊，对，你不支持我们呢，我们怎么样投票了就会有改变啊。
好，谢谢啊。这个是介绍一下这个 Chinese American
这个我们总会在195年约了
1895年就有同源会
，1930年已经有分会了。
好的，
但是到80年代了，因为的会员凋零退休了，然后说我们重新启动招收新的委员，所以现在有90多个委员啊。
好的，
参加很多社区活动啊。
好的，谢谢你王会长，
谢谢
啊，好，每次看来华人摄影，谢谢，好，我们先。